Hey guys, so today is one of those days when the intro struggle is so real, but I am here to talk to you guys about how you guys can get started on your weight loss journey. This is a topic that I literally get asked about on Snapchat, in DMs on Instagram, on my Facebook, everywhere you can imagine. So I figured I would sit down, talk to you guys a bit more about how you guys can jumpstart your weight loss journeys and how you can get started if you're thinking of making the change. So at the risk of having a long intro, because I might talk forever in this video because there's a bunch of tips I want to get out, I'm going to cut it right here and just get into the tips, so stick around if you want to hear them. So like I said, you've made the change, now what? So the first thing, in my opinion, that you're going to want to do is make small changes. So the first thing that I personally did when I decided that I wanted to lose weight, before I even signed up at the gym or anything, was start to change my eating habits. So I subbed out my lunchtime meal, which was usually something really high carb and bad for you, and I started having a salad every day for lunch. Now granted, that step alone was not going to make me drop all the weight and be successful along my weight loss journey, but it was something that was digestible for me to start and actually feel like I was accomplishing or progressing towards my major goals. If you can, first of all, even just watching this video now, change one thing in your diet. Write it down what you've changed, and then the week later, go back and retweak and change it. Or when you feel like you're very comfortable with that, then change again. I didn't feel by the time that my diet was completely revamped into a clean, healthy eating lifestyle, because I don't like to call it a diet, I wasn't lacking anything, and I personally never binged or had problems with cravings throughout my entire weight loss journey. Now that principle is also the same for just working out and exercising too. I was someone that never worked out, and throwing myself into it like that, I wasn't excited to work out. I mean, I was overweight, I hated exercising, I hated sweating, it was so unappealing to me. So I started going to the gym one time, then I went 2 times, 3 times. I built myself up to going 5 times a week when I was in weight loss. It isn't something that happened overnight, and you'll find that once you start going that 2 times or 3 times a week, you actually enjoy going and you enjoy the routine that you're doing and you see yourself getting better. So it's very motivating, and by the time you do go 5 times a week, you'll want to go that 5 times a week. It won't feel like a chore. My mentality when it comes to weight loss is something is always better than nothing. So as long as that you are doing something towards your weight loss journey or something towards your health and your fitness, that is better than doing what you're currently doing. My second tip for you guys is to change all of your drinks pretty much to just drinking water. Now, I again wasn't someone that drank a lot of water. My drink of choice was orange juice. I was obsessed with orange juice. I would drink it for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner when I was thirsty. Water barely passed my lips. But what I did was I changed all my drinks except for my morning coffee, because I get migraines if I don't have it, to having water, because what you want to do is drink 8 to 10 glasses a day. Water flushes out all your toxins. It is great for debloating you. A misconception is that if you drink a lot of water, you'll actually hold on to water weight. That is completely false. By not drinking a lot of water, your body actually holds on to water weight because it's dehydrated inside. So keeping yourself hydrated actually will show a lower number on the scale, and it is really, really important. Tip number 3 is to plan. One thing that I did when I started is I actually got an agenda, and it was just for all my fitness and my dieting. Well, not my dieting, because it's a lifestyle change. I didn't diet. So just for like my fitness and what I was eating. So I would write down the day I would go to the gym and also the type of exercise that I would do. So I would write it down the week before, and basically I would check it off as I went along. It was kind of like a schedule that I created to myself, and I would stick to it, and then I would add more things to it. I find for me personally, writing things down and having a schedule, I love scheduling, I love organizing, I am OCD. So when I made myself a schedule, like, I'm not going to break a schedule easily. So that really worked for me. Stick it up on the wall, stick it up on your bedroom wall, or like your mirror in the bathroom. Somewhere you're always going to see the schedule, so there's no excuse. So when you wake up and you're brushing your teeth, the schedule's right in front of your face and you're like, okay, gotta go to the gym today. Because one of the key things is you have to look up working out, and even just eating healthily is like an investment for yourself. You're investing in yourself. And I like to look at the gym as a commitment. It's a commitment that I'm not going to miss, in the same way that right now I am working and going to school. I'm not going to miss going to my job, and I'm not going to miss going to my classes. The gym for me is something that I'm not going to miss. I look at it as work or school and factor it into my schedule. Also, what goes along with planning, so I guess tip number 4 is to write down goals. I think goals in the short term are even better than writing down like your major goals. One of my first goals was just to be under 200 pounds because I weighed 212 pounds. And so I think I included a clip of the scale when I first weighed myself and I was under 200 pounds in my weight loss transformation video. I was so excited, and when you feel like you're making progress, that is when you're going to be even more motivated to go back and continue along your journey. When you get started in a weight loss journey, a lot of people tell me that they want to quit because they don't see any results, or they feel like they're putting in a ton of effort and they're not getting anything back. Me, again, when I told you guys in my weight loss journey, I felt the same way. Like I was doing everything I needed to do, but I still felt like when I looked in the mirror that I looked fat. So for me, myself personally, I had to start making short-term goals and writing them down in my agenda, like go to the gym 3 times this week, or I wanted to fit into a certain pair of pants, or to start feeling something fit loose there. And when I started achieving those goals and ticking them off, I would be so motivated. Another great goal that I personally set was increasing my fitness level at the gym, because I was the most unfit person ever. I've mentioned it like 20,000 times now. And so when I could start to actually run for let me not be too much, but when I could start running for even 30 seconds, that was improvement without feeling like I was gonna die. And when I could up my speed on the treadmill, those were all really, really motivating and major progress milestones for me, because when I started, I couldn't do that. So there is nothing more motivating than feeling like what you're doing actually is working. So I encourage you guys to make goals, not only physical goals about your weight loss, but even fitness goals and food goals, because trust me, when you feel like you're checking them off, it's the best feeling in the world. Okay, tip number 5 goes along with tip number 4. With the goals, you can also implement a reward and punishment system. I was more for the reward system than the punishment, but whatever works for you, you have to figure it out. It depends what kind of goals you're setting. You don't want to reward yourself for every single freaking goal, because that's kind of crazy. But when I say reach 3 of my short-term goals, depending on how big they were, I would reward myself with something that I liked. Not food, these are not food rewards, but say you like to shop, I would buy myself a new pair of jeans or like a new makeup product, because you guys know I am obsessed with makeup. Go to a movie, get a piece of jewelry, you know, just anything that you like to do, get your nails done, you can use that as a reward. Everyone likes to treat themselves, so that is something that can help too, especially in the beginning. And as I progressed along my journey, I actually stopped rewarding myself for goals because it just wasn't really necessary anymore. I loved getting into the journey. Tip number 6 is start educating yourself. If you're like me, I am like a research fiend. I love researching, and so I did a ton of research with weight loss. I mean, even just what you're doing right now, watching me speak about it, is actually research, but you want to really start educating yourself on nutritional labels of food. First of all, you want to look at the serving size, because sometimes for like one granola bar, a serving size is like half of the granola bar or something like that, and they trick you because you think, oh, there's only 100 calories in it, but there's only half of it. So look at the serving size, then you want to look at the calories, but you also want to look at the carbs and the sugar and the fat content in what you're eating. Once you start looking at nutritional labels when you're grocery shopping, or even in what you keep in the house, it's pretty obvious the foods that you probably should be limiting and not eating, and the ones that you want to get rid of. You guys will find alternatives. I will link my healthy snacks video below to things that I have found that are way better than the traditional high carb, high fat, high sugar things. And along with this tip, I would also count calories using my MyFitnessPal. I religiously tracked everything I ate on my MyFitnessPal, and I would work up to my 1,200 calorie goal that I set for myself on sedentary days. And again, that was motivating for me too, because when you actually see what you're putting into your body and the calories that are in it and the breakdown, you start to see, okay, this is what I need to do, or this is really bad for me. Why was I eating this anyway? I mean, it's really cool to see what makes up the food that you are currently eating and the food that you can't eat. A lot of people say 1,200 calories is nothing, and they start hating on me in the videos. But when I'm eating 1,200, well, I don't do that anymore, but when I was eating 1,200 calories of nutritionally dense food, it was a lot of food. I wasn't hungry. You can actually eat a lot of food for 1,200 calories if you were eating the right thing. Great, I've lost track of the numbers now, but the next tip is to meal prep. When you're getting started, meal prepping is the best thing that I could say. I even still meal prep today. I love meal prepping. I think it's very handy. And so for those of you who do not know what meal prepping is, it is basically when you take a day, usually a Sunday, at the beginning of the week, to make a protein, make a carb, and make your veggies, basically anything that you would want to eat, and store them in Tupperware containers for the whole week. It is invaluable, so that way you have all of your meals, lunch, breakfast, dinner, and snacks that you can take out of the fridge and pull out of the fridge with you. Meal prepping really helps you out because you never have an excuse to buy food. Eat something unhealthy. Stop at the drive-thru. I mean, if you're at school or work, how easy is it to go to the cafeteria or go to like a fast food place and pick up your lunch? when you meal prep, you don't even need to leave your office, or like say if you work in retail, you don't need to leave your break room. There is nowhere for you to go because your food is right there. So you don't even have to see the temptation of any other food. And the best part is you actually save a lot of money. My next tip is one that is a tip that I personally use that really helped me jumpstart my weight loss. I mean, it might not be feasible for everyone, so I feel kind of bad to say it, but if people are out there who are like me, I feel like I do want to share this tip, and that is to pay for it. Me joining the gym was the best thing I could have done for myself. My gym membership is $30 every 2 weeks, so it's $60 a month. And like I just told you guys, I am cheap. I refuse to pay for something that I'm not going to use. So for me, actually physically joining a gym, signing that yearly contract, so I had to pay for a whole year, and having that money taken out of my bank account every 2 weeks really made me know that I was going to use the gym no matter what. And now my last tip is do not stress. You don't want to worry about, I'm doing all this work, am I going to lose the weight? You don't want to think, oh my god, nothing's coming off fast enough, I can't do it, I should quit. The best thing to do is, as bad as it sounds, make these changes and go slowly, and don't think about the bigger picture all the time. In today's society, I know that we are huge on instant gratification, and so we're kind of wired to want that instant gratification, but weight loss is not like that. It is a slow process. So when you're starting, it's not going to be like an immediate result for you to see and just want to stick with immediately. There are going to be times when you may not want to go to the gym, or you may want to give up because it is difficult and you're putting in a lot of work, not for immediate results. The worst thing to do is to not give yourself that chance and to not value yourself enough to stick with the process. Weight loss is a journey. It takes time. Like I say to you all the time, we weren't overweight immediately, so we won't lose the weight like that. If you implement all the tips that I've got in my whole weight loss playlist, and even the ones that I've given you today to jumpstart your journey, it will come very easily to you. I swear it should not take longer than a month for you to feel like, okay, I got this, I'm not gonna quit. I get a lot of people Snapchatting me and sending me messages and things like that, and emailing me saying they've been working out for 2 weeks and they want to quit because they're not seeing results. 2 weeks is nothing. I don't mean to be blunt. That is nothing. In the grand scheme of things, 2 weeks is barely any time to see basically any change. In 2 weeks, I didn't see any changes, but you can't worry about that. You can't even expect to see changes that quickly. You might see a fitness change or something like that, but you can't give up on yourself in 2 weeks because it does not take that quick. It is something you have to stick with, and I really want you guys to stick with it and just to add on to your routines and add on to your journeys and do the best you can with it. Weight loss isn't something, you can't compare yourself to other people or how fast they've lost weight or what they're doing. Everyone is going to take a different amount of time to lose weight. Everyone's going to lose weight from different places first. So do not compare yourself. Focus on yourself, and I promise you guys, if you stick with it, it does happen. But it just takes a little while. So I really hope that this video helped you guys, and especially the people that always message me saying how to start. I hope this gives you a good starting point. If you have any questions, of course, you guys can leave them in the comments below. And also, I would love for you guys also to share tips on how you jump-started your own journey. So I'm going to leave you guys with that for now. Please let me know what other weight loss topics you would like me to cover, because I will be back next week with another weight loss video. And until then, I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching. Bye!